It appears the physical and virtual spaces in Nigeria are now occupied by criminal elements who take us for a ride as a country. Many illegal money lenders now operate online to inflict pains on Nigerians. But the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, in conjunction with related agencies, raided the premises of some illegal online money lenders in Lagos and froze their accounts. The CEO of FCCPC, Babatunde Rukera, who explained the rationale behind the operation while featuring on TVC News program Business Nigeria, condemned the exploitation of Nigerians by unlicensed online money lenders. Let's hear from him.
The concept of it fulfills a critical need in a society such as ours. And so we were monitoring and trying to make sense of it. But as like everything, as it rose, the collection practices were becoming more and more abusive. And so just trying to track the companies itself was a problem. By the end of last year, it had become essentially some kind of an epidemic. And so we engaged with what we thought were the key stakeholders, including those who are also reaching out to us within the government, like the ICPC, EFCC. We engaged the Central Bank, we engaged NICTA, and then the Human Rights Commission. We needed to develop a sensible and methodical approach to resolving this. And so we started meeting, developing the framework for intervention and also for regulation. Based on the information we had gathered, we knew about some of the businesses we had gathered, and we had started tracking them. But just finding them is even difficult. I mean, physical locations were even difficult. They don't have addresses. So we're doing reconnaissance work for months and following, and sometimes you'd find them, and just in preparation to strike, they would have moved again. And so we had gotten a court warrant for such and seizure. And so we're just looking for the right time to strike. And when our intelligence was credible about a certain location, and we'd done recon there every single day to make sure people were at work, and it was a day when a lot of people were at work. And so that's what we did, and then we struck. When we say registered, we're not even talking about a license in that standpoint. We're talking about just footprints. Some of these businesses are completely faceless. There's no office, no physical address, no managing director, no director of human resource, no director of operations, no director of credit, just no personnel. Essentially, all they have, like you saw, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of young people who just sit in front of computers. They're not assessing lending, they're not assessing credit, they do not even participate in the lending decision. They're just there to recover loans. And the approach, the method is just completely despicable. Information shows that the vast majority of them are based in Lagos. So it was important that Lagos is where the operations start. We have some information about some in Akure and in different places. And so we had to start where we thought that we would make the best impact. And we're using other tools to address those other places. We're looking to freeze accounts that they do this business through, and at the same time engaging the app stores to start pulling down the different applications.
Jide, we've seen the activities of these guys in the time past, and sometimes I'll just open my phone in the morning, I'll just see the picture of somebody, maybe that person in my phone book, that this person is a fraudulent person, he has collected loan, he has refused to pay, we do this. Sometimes they even come it gets as ridiculous as they will paste the obituary, that they've said, this person is dead, we called his brother, he's owing us, but they said he's dead, so we are helping him to spread his obituary. It has been very, very ridiculous.
They are using all kinds of despicable methods. You know how embarrassing it is if somebody decided to ask for a loan from a lending agency without your knowledge, and then it's you who is being harassed. They start calling you. I had a colleague that went to them, got some money last December, the December before the last, and did not honor his own
part of
side
that,
of
to
the
pay on time.
bargain. But they started harassing me. I said, what? I didn't know that this person had gone to you people to ask for credit. Why are you harassing me? They said, no, that we've been told that you are the one who can cause him to pay. I said, how? If he's broke, he has not got money. How can I?
You weren't there when he
how
took
can I cause him
the
to
facility.
pay? Except if I take my own money to pay you, and I'm not going to do that. Invariably, I walked up to the guy and said, "Can you see you've embarrassed me? Go and settle your issues with these guys." There was another woman that we used to work as colleagues at the news magazine. She got a loan. Maybe she defaulted. They started calling me. So that is just one of the things that they do. But I think the more dangerous of it all is where these people are not registered in our country. They don't have a fixed address, and they operate.
They're not regulated.
And they take your BVN and other information, piece of information. Anything can happen. They can empty your account. We've seen this sort of things happen with the Wonder Banks in those days. So I think that it's a good thing to move against them. If they want to operate in Nigeria, let them register officially so that when there's a problem, they can be tracked. But if you don't have any fixed address in our country, people don't even know your staff, and you continue to do business, I don't think it's right.
And they seem to be thriving. It started growing.
Yes,
it's just started small and it started growing.
It's like the Wonder Bank. It's part of the problem of the World Wide Web. You know, one of the things that internet have done is that it has lower standards in different fields. That's why everybody now is a journalist. Everybody is a blogger. Everybody is a blogger.
Everybody is a journalist.
You have a phone and buy data, and you are good to go. That is the same problem that we are having in the business sector. You know, there are some people who are not trained, but because they have access to computer and they have access to the internet, through that internet they can reach a lot of people through different contacts and try to now tell them to come and get the loan. It's so easy, just come, and people will get into that. And because they don't have structures, it is difficult for them, and they are not regulated. It is difficult for them to be able to do efficient loan recovery. So the only thing they resort to is that blackmail. You know, the blackmail of trying to reach out for people because they have the numbers. They have the numbers of those people. So just look at the phone book and now send messages to people to say, oh, this guy collected a loan, he didn't pay, blah blah blah, and all that. So it is part of the things, that's part of the problems, because you know they are so difficult to control because they're just there. They're just on the internet. They are not. In fact, I want to commend the commission for being able to trace some of these people, because they are so difficult to trace. Everything is online. Everything is online. Both giving
no
money
collateral,
and
nothing.
They will just, because the one that will reach out to
get a loan
to say, look, we can give you loan and all that, what you need to do. Sometimes they behave like child locks, because sometimes they ask people to drop their phones and to drop some physical things like that. So it is important for us to stop that, because if we don't do that, it will grow to something that will affect the economy in the monetary sense.
Julie, I think Mr. Atunde Rekwera, he has a handful to get these people off the radar right now, because the number, they are growing.
They are growing, and if you don't move against them, they will continue to spread their tentacles. There are very many here in Lagos and Abuja. Chances are that if we leave them, they will spread to other parts of Nigeria. By that time, it will be extremely difficult to bring them under control.